A critical milestone has been reached by presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. His campaign now says it has enough secured money to gain ballot access in all 50 states and Washington, D.C. But will that be enough without an invite to the newly announced presidential debates alongside Biden and Trump? Here with us is Republican strategist Melik Abdul and Democratic strategist and NewsNation contributor Kurt Bardella. Gentlemen, good morning. Great to see you, my friends.
Great to see you, too.
Melik, I'll start with you. Currently, RFK Jr. is claiming more ballot access, with the latest state being Texas. How big of a deal is that RFK Jr. has gained ballot access in the second largest electoral state?
Well, first of all, I did not expect false eyelashes and badly built bodies and powder blue suits and man buns to be a part of my morning, but thank you for that. It's significant that RFK was able to make the ballot in Texas because obviously he needs to get at least on all 50 states. The problem for him is that Joe Biden doesn't want him to be on the stage. And so there are certain restrictions that Joe Biden had that I don't think that Donald Trump should have immediately agreed to. But the question is, if RFK does get to a debate or get in those 50 states, who does he appeal to? He just said the other day that if you want to stop Donald Trump, then you should vote for RFK. Who are those people who are voting for RFK, whether these disaffected Democrats or Republicans? But he may be able to get on the ballot, but he needs to get boots on the ground, like now.
And Kurt, on the Hill, and yesterday, Mick Mulvaney on Morning in America said that RFK Jr. could be a wild card for the upcoming presidential debates. Here's what he had to say.
The Biden team say, no more debates about debates. We're going to do the two, and that's it. I still think the wild card here is RFK's presence. From everything you're seeing in the press so far, it looks like he might be able to qualify for at least one, if not two of them. And my guess is that upsets both of the camps, because one of the reasons they cut this deal was so they could cut RFK out by having a private agreement between them instead of going through the presidential commission.
I should mention, when I talked to Mick, he said that those RFK voters really could hurt Trump or Biden, that he doesn't know at this point. Kurt, what's your response?
Yeah, I think that we have a situation where for every vote that he takes away from Donald Trump, he's going to take one away from Joe Biden. He's trying to really appeal to both sides of disaffected voters. When you look at the media appearances and the figures that have built him up throughout the last year, it's generally been more right-leaning entities. And he's gone on the Steve Bannon podcast. He's been on Tucker Carlson. He's appeared on Fox a number of times. They were in the beginning very much behind him because they thought that he would take away from Joe Biden. Now, as this has progressed and he's picked up some momentum, they're realizing, well, by elevating him on those platforms, their voters, their audience were exposed to him more than any other ideological side. And he started appealing to them a little bit more. So now they're starting to wonder if that really was a great idea. And obviously, Team Biden worries that with the very famous last name and, the most famous last name you could say in all of politics in Kennedy, that disaffected Democrats who aren't satisfied with their choices might go with that famous last name Kennedy.
I have about 15 seconds, but Melik, I want to ask you, we know RFK Jr. wants to debate. He needs to hit 15% in 4 national polls. You'll think he'll be able to pull that off in time for the debate in June at CNN?
June is around the corner.
It is.
I'm really not sure if he'll be able to do that. That's a pretty steep hill for him.
All right, Melik Abdul, Kurt Bardella, stay with us, guys. We'll check in with you momentarily. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.